Hamilton is playing the character that Dave Chappelle played on the Chappelle Show, Rick James, stomping around on the couch in Wilde and Tausch. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I like keeping my sneakers on. I'm just going to jump on your couch.
You just walk in and say, what a 5-finger set to the face. Slap. All right. Tim in Oregon says, keep your shoes on at the fish fry.
That's true.
Joel in Manitowoc sent in a graphic. I'll let
we'll work on that.
Yeah. Also, Tim in Oregon says, eat the coleslaw and go easy on the tartar sauce and lemons. And also, I want to know, 844-770-3776, what is your favorite fish to have fried?
Oh, we know for me, it's perch. I love perch because, one, when you're cleaning fish, like perch, you get a little more bang for your buck than you do out of a bluegill.
I've never cleaned a fish, but...
Yeah, well, bluegills are so tiny, and the fillet is so small, like, you got to really want it. Perch, it's like that happy medium between a walleye and a bluegill where you get like a nice, decent-sized fillet where you feel like you only clean like 6 of them and you and your wife will have a good fish fry. That's plenty.
Okay. And your wife is a big bluegill fan, right?
She's bluegill or bust.
Because that is her name on the show. It is bluegill or bust because she texted in one time. Matt didn't recognize her number, so we just nicknamed her Bluegill or Bust, and then she revealed that, oh, by the way, it's also Mrs. Hamilton.
I'm married to your co-host, Jim.
And then Matt's like, oh, yeah, I do know that number.
Oh, yeah. I recognize that number. She texts me all the time.
I, too, have her saved as Bluegill or Bust in my phone. Daryl Deerfield chimes in, Rex Ryan will never attend a party at Ryan's house.
I'm happy about that. I don't need Rex Ryan stomping in through my house.
Oh, man. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. The takeover of Wilde and Tausch were presented by Coors Light and Pella Windows and Doors.
This is on air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tausch here for my friends at Kohler Services. Thinking about updating your bath or shower? Well, turn to Kohler Services for end-to-end bath and shower remodeling. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get a free toilet with your Lugstone shower purchase, and you pay nothing until 2025. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
The Milwaukee Panther men's basketball team is stacking good days this season. This Saturday, February 17th, the Panthers face off in a Horizon League matchup against Northern Kentucky at UWM Panther Arena. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Join the Panthers and experience all the action, including clutch three-pointers, rim-rattling dunks, and game-changing blocks. Visit MKEPanthers.com to search and select your seats. Single-game ticket prices start at just $19. That's Panther men's basketball this Saturday at 7. Panther Athletics for the MKE.
Get ready for an unforgettable week at Eagle Sports Range, Wisconsin's largest indoor range and retail firearm selection. They're celebrating their grand opening on February 16th through the 18th. 3 days of action-packed festivities featuring representatives from brands like Smith & Wesson, FN, and Vortex. It's your chance to meet the experts and get up close with the latest innovations in the industry. Plus, brace yourself for thrilling raffles, unbeatable sales, and much, much more. It's not just an event, it's an experience. Be part of the excitement from February 16th through the 18th. Eagle Sports Range, where passion meets expertise. EagleSportsRange.com.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yep, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership by joining the U.S. Army ROTC. Army ROTC programs transform students into confident leaders and provide a wide range of scholarships to help pursue life-defining careers. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth. Gain the experience and get the resources to open doors down the road. Army ROTC is open for enrollment. Visit goarmy.com/ROTC to learn more about available opportunities and scholarships, including at Marquette University.
Hey, remember when we were having conversations without words like inflation, recession? Yeah, I miss those days too. So at Quick Trip, we're feeling a bit nostalgic. So we've lowered the prices on all our take-home meals. Every day, not on second Tuesdays or every Good Friday. Every day, make your next meal a trip down savings lane with chicken, bacon, mac and cheese, just $4.99. Or spaghetti and meatballs, $5.99. Quick Trip. We got mealtime savings nostalgia covered.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I don't stare, though I see, I don't stare. When I'm lost in my reflection, though I see, I don't stare, though I see, I don't stare. Then I change.
Earlier today on Unsportsmanlike, shout out to Prime, who's now, is Jesse going to fire you?
He threatens me every day, but, I'm trying to push back. I'm trying to stand up for myself more these days, Jim.
We are trusting the Wilde and Tausch audience that they can hear fish music
and stay sober
at 9:43 in the morning and not have whatever the side effects are people think of are hearing fish music. Because on Rutledge and Hamilton, we do Fish Friday for two parts. One, I've never been to a traditional fish fry in Wisconsin.
Blasphemy.
And
have you ever had like the traditional fried fish in Wisconsin? Have you had fried bluegill before?
I think I've had fried fish sporadically. I couldn't tell you what type of fish it is.
God.
Sure, sick burn, bro. Sick burn.
No, it's the most common one probably, but it's just not as good.
I feel like one time I probably tried it like at Culver's or something. So whatever they serve there. So, yeah.
Oh, cod or haddock.
Yeah.
Boo.
Oh, yeah, because it's a big difference.
Fried
fish is fried fish. That is my take. It all tastes the same.
Back me up here.
You are acting like it's like sushi or some sort of delicacy, like a piece of steak. It's fried fish. It is fried.
Delicacy in Wisconsin. It's like, if you want to get the vibe for Wisconsin, Jim.
I love an old fashioned. I'll make it with some great Dancing Goat Distillery bourbon with our whiskey from our good friends at Dancing Goat Distillery in Cambridge. I'd make one of those. I'll drink. I love Coors Light, obviously. I love cheese. I just don't want a fish fry.
Even just for the experience.
What experience? I've had
going to
fish.
a Wisconsin supper club
but I've been to supper clubs
and having the traditional Friday fish fry. It's a thing.
First of all, I don't understand. I won't get to that. I don't care about eating fish on Friday. Like, not a thing for me. I don't care about it. I actually remember being annoyed with how many fish fillets we had to sell when I was 15 years old, and I worked at McDonald's in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, and I'm like, for the love of God, stop ordering fish sandwiches.
That's where this is stemming.
We got to the root of it.
Now we know.
But then, like, if I'm going to go to a supper club, which I do love in Wisconsin, I'll just get, like, the prime rib or something.
No, and I'm not telling you that you're wrong for liking prime rib more than fish. I'm just saying, like, you've had the opportunity just to try it, and it's one of those things. It's like...
But I've had fried fish. I just haven't had it at a supper club.
Right. And it's
on a Friday.
It's different. It's different. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're a big placebo effect guy, aren't you?
No. A Coors Light in your garage versus a Coors Light with a bunch of buddies out on the golf course. That golf course Coors Light hits different.
But Coors Light is elite. Fried fish is not.
But what I'm saying is, when you add up all of the external components to the fish fry, it makes that fish better. It's better than having whatever fish you're having anywhere else.
So we got some bad news here. The Adam Madison chimes in. Thanks a lot, guys. Heard some fish. Looked down, and now there's a glass substance in my hand and a lighter in my other hand.
Oh, my gosh. I knew this was going to happen if we did it. We shouldn't have trusted the Wilde Tausch family to be able to compose themselves at work if they heard some fish.
Dave and Aaron chimes in. If you guys had fried bluegill tails, they are great, just like chips.
Tails? No, I actually haven't, but I'm willing to give that
as long as I don't have to eat it on a Friday at a fish fry.
Now you're just being stubborn. Now you're just acting like one of your kids.
You're telling me I'm stubborn. That is unbelievable.
Matt calling out somebody else on the show for acting like a child is, I mean, big grain of salt.
I'll
there.
say this.
Yeah, but maybe that should give him an opportunity to really look in the mirror. If Matt's saying I'm acting childish, like, maybe there's some substance.
What is childish about being stubborn?
If you don't know, I can't explain it.
I will say this. The fact that Matt and I get along so well when we are very competitive and stubborn is actually pretty remarkable. I will pat ourselves on the back because we also like compliments. So there you go.
Love compliments.
We will just compliment each other. I am Jim Rutledge. He is Matt Hamilton. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, the takeover of Wilde and Tausch. And earlier today on Unsportsmanlike, with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman, they talked a little bit, just in passing, on my way, and I heard it, and it caught my ear. Now, you didn't hear it in Milwaukee, because obviously you get to have the pleasure of listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, an amazing show, and obviously shout out to Josh for listening to today's show. So I'm going to fill you in on what was said. I'm going to paraphrase as Ryan is still trying to track down the audio. But basically, Evan Cohen, a Madison grad, Wisconsin grad, is also a big Patriots fan. So and the Patriots need a quarterback. I think they have the third overall pick. So he kind of floated the idea. There's some ties. I think Elliott Wolf's with the Patriots, or some other Packer ties to the Patriots. Like, would they want Elliott Wolf, obviously, son of Ron Wolf and part of the staff here in Green Bay for a while when Rodgers was here. And like, would they want Aaron Rodgers? And what would that entail? And it got me thinking that my first thought was nobody wants Aaron Rodgers. Like, if the Jets tried to trade Aaron Rodgers today, they're getting bupkis for him, like absolute bupkis. He's got a massive contract. He's coming off of a devastating injury, which he keeps on changing the timeline for now. He's fully admitted basically that I had no shot at playing last year. Weird how that works. That sometimes once he's actually pushed on his lie, he's exposed. But
here's the thing.
But here's
the crystals just didn't work this time.
Right? Yeah.
Normally they do.
Or was it the Dolphins?
It's the whole gambit.
Yeah, I think you just didn't have the right mix of dolphin
to crystals.
Yeah, dolphin love making crystals. Yeah,
ivermectin.
Yeah, ivermectin. And then you have this other part of it here with forget the lunatic. Forget the fact that he might be a lunatic off the field. He brings in bring in the side of things where he wants complete control of the offense. Like, he brought in Nathaniel Hackett. There's an article from The Athletic. He brought in Hackett because he's like, I want this guy to run the offense I want to run and not question it. I'm going to bring in Lazard, who was trash for the Jets this year. Randall Cobb, worthless for the Jets this year. Like, not a great move. Like, if the Jets,
Cobb was a good leader for the Jets, like just a locker room guy.
They have other locker room guys. Like, that Jets team is not a team that was dying for leadership.
Kind of a young wide receiving core.
But as a overall team, you're the guy that's loving all the Packer young players. But not you just love Randall Cobb.
I love Randall Cobb,
That's fine.
I love
and he
was
Aaron Rodgers great with the Packers, but he's not good anymore.
Aaron Rodgers play
he has not been good for a long time. He was a Packer legend for a little bit there, Cobb, but not anymore. It's fine.
Okay,
just let it go.
I will not.
But anyways, so you have to bring all that baggage. So the question I had, and this is the other question I want to ask right now, 844-770-3776. Prime, where are we throwing up these? Well, you're trying to get audio here. Where do we throw up the question? Is it at ESPN Madison?
It's at ESPN Madison. I'll retweet it from Wilde and Tausch's Twitter account.
Okay, so I want to ask this. Which quarterback has more trade value right now? Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? 844-770-3776. Obviously, Russ has got ties to the state of Wisconsin, former Badger. What is he, a Pack of Badgers? Is that what he is? Do you still say that?
Probably.
Like when they put him on Monday Night Football on ESPN, they'd be like, Russell Wilson, Pack of Badgers. What does he say? Roll Tide? No, what is it? Let's go? What is his catchphrase?
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
What's going to be the next catchphrase when he goes to the new team?
Was it his catchphrase, or was that a Broncos catchphrase?
Well, that was Broncos,
Yeah.
but he adopted it and kind of made it his own once he went there.
Shouldn't he just say on Wisconsin all the time? Like, that's just safe.
Lucky by a billion.
I mean, it is safe, but it's more fun when Russell tries to go out on his own and make something else a thing. Like the memes from the Broncos country "Let's Ride" was incredible this year and last year, especially last year. What's the contract situation for both these guys? Because Russell isn't making like Aaron Rodgers money, is he?
And that gets a little tricky. My general understanding is that, but set aside the contract. Like,
Okay,
Russell, but like,
if we
because
set
I think
aside
like
the
Russell.
contract, Russell's younger.
Because my understanding is that if Russell got caught and signed somewhere else, there would be a trade off of the Broncos would like he could sign league minimum and still get all his money from the Broncos. So
Right.
like that, so that would obviously skew heavily to Russ then.
Right.
That's what we'll go with the trade, and we'll call the contracts. You can finagle them enough around to get it done.
Right. I mean, Russell's less, and this is coming from a guy who loves Aaron Rodgers, at least on the field. I loved watching him play. Still, one of my biggest disappointments from this last season was the fact that all I wanted was for Rodgers to play. So at least we could have seen if we made the right move. Obviously, Love did great, so I feel like we did. But just it would have provided a little closure for moving on from Rodgers. If we got to see him flame out in New York, I'd be like, good play. So I still think you got to go with Russell though, because he's less of an off the field distraction, even if he is a super cheeseball.
But you can, cheeseball you can handle.
Right,
Wisconsin
exactly.
turns out a lot of cheeseballs, like J.J. Watt cheeseball. Maybe it's because it's from Wisconsin. I don't know. There's a lot of cheeseballs. You're like, all right, you're really good. I can deal with cheesy.
That's something you can deal with. So that is a bonus. I'm sure his contract's going to be nicer, so that's a bonus. And he's a younger man. He should have.
He's 35 years old.
Right. And Rodgers is 40 now, or turning 40 this.
I believe Rodgers, unfortunately, he has the same birthday as my youngest daughter. It's really devastating for all of us at the Rutledge house.
Your youngest daughter's almost 40?
Date.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
You said same birthday.
I think okay.
Semantics, I guess.
Mr. Authentic Sushi is going to try to get me on semantics right now. All right.
Oh, I will. If I have the chance, I will.
All right.
So what is it? Is he 40?
I think so.
Either way, that's 5 years younger. You got to expect you get more time out of Russell. Russell's a better pick right now.
Aaron Rodgers is currently 40. He'll turn 41 this coming season on December 2nd.
There's only one birthday that matters on December 2nd, and that is Magnolia. Otherwise, there's no other birthday acknowledged on December 2nd.
Household.
And the rest of the world? The rest of America?
Yes, that is the only one that matters. So yeah, Russell will turn 36 late in the season, November 29th. So they are very simple. They're very close as far as
you got to take
kick up
Russell.
in
He's
age.
5 years younger. The guy actually had a pretty decent season this year, considering what he went through. They started off terribly, and he was able to kind of turn it around.
So he completed 66% of his passes. He didn't finish the year. 66% of his passes, 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Well, he didn't finish the year because of a contract thing. They wanted him to.
They don't want him to get hurt.
Waive something. Oh, no.
So yeah, if he got hurt, they wanted him to waive his injury clause. That if he got hurt, his contract wouldn't secure for the next year. He wouldn't waive that, and so then they sat
just
him.
benched him.
Yeah, that's why, because they didn't want him to get hurt, and because they want to get rid of him.
I mean, that's fair if they're trying to get rid of him. I guess I get it, but
it wouldn't extrapolate exactly out. But if he played a full season, his numbers would have been. I mean, his QBR or his QB rating is higher than Jordan Love. So honestly, if he had played a full season, he would have had a very similar season statistically to what Jordan Love did with the Packers, because he got cut short. He had 26
kind of would have looked
touchdowns.
similar too, because they started slow and then was able to ramp up near the end of the season.
So I mean, yeah, he would finish with 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions for 3,000 yards. He wouldn't have matched the yards, but 32 and 11. And he had a higher completion percentage. I'm not saying Russ is Jordan. I'm just using, we all think that Jordan Love is off to a nice start to his career. And Russ is not going to be, he's not going up, but if you get that for a few years out of Russ, it's not that bad.
Right.
And I know stats lie, but still, that's not, it can only lie so much.
Right.
Maybe that looks like a B season and it was a C+ season, but still, you take that over Rodgers because 1, he's healthy.
Right.
2, he did it last year and he's younger. And then, he's a cheeseball, not a lunatic.
I know you brought up the Patriots, but I feel like Russ is going to end up in Atlanta.
No, I didn't bring up the Patriots.
Well, okay, you didn't bring up the Patriots. You referenced our friend Evan Cohen, who brought up the Patriots and was fearful and did not want any part of Rodgers going to the Patriots. And I get that. Honestly, I think if Rodgers doesn't have a good season for the Jets this year, he's done playing football. He'll be on Fox News.
Yes, that is true. Or his own podcast.
Or his own podcast, where he tells you his own news.
Rodgers News is the name of the podcast.
News.
Yeah.
The world as I see it with Aaron Rodgers.
The world as I want it to be with Aaron Rodgers. Get your dialing fingers ready. We're giving away tickets every day. We've done that here in Madison. So, again, this is a Madison promotion. So, FYI, these tickets that you can win, you're going to come to Madison to watch this movie. So just want to be clear on that one. So we're giving away tickets every day to the premiere of the new documentary, Giannis, The Marvelous Journey. And this will be at Marcus Point Cinema in Sun Prairie here on Monday, February 19th. Be a part of this exclusive experience to watch the new Giannis documentary. We're giving away 4 tickets right now. 844-770-3776. Again, 844-770-3776. Give me a number here.
We'll do 7 since we have a 7-hour time change in time slots today.
Sure.
Wow.
All right. Caller number 7, 844-770-3776. Caller number 7 wins a 4 tickets. So a pair. They win 4 tickets to the movie at Marcus Point Cinema here in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. That's February 19th, so that's Monday. The new documentary, Giannis, The Marvelous Journey. Caller number 7 wins 4 tickets. 844-770-3776. This is Rutledge and Hamilton takeover of Wilde and Tausch.
NBA All Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Even when you think you know what's going on,
the Chefs are 7, and they cannot win a Super Bowl.
You can never be too sure.
Until Taylor Swift, on her birthday, says no to Kelsey with an engagement ring.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Does he have to ask her before getting the ring? Or no? Can he just give her the ring?
Morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
Cousin Subs is stepping up their game this Lenten season with a decadent delight featuring lobster. You heard that right, lobster. This new limited-time only lobster salad sub features lobster mixed with Cousin's signature mayo over a bed of lettuce and topped with onions, tomato, and Old Bay seasoning on their famous Italian bread. Baked fresh daily. Order the new lobster salad sub at any Cousin's location, online or via their mobile app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. The 20th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team got back on track Tuesday night with a win over Ohio State at the Kohl Center, snapping a 4-game losing streak. The Badgers look to stack back-to-back wins for the first time in the month of February Saturday afternoon as they head to take on Iowa. The Badgers are in 3rd place of the Big Ten with a 9-5 record in conference play, with just 6 games remaining before the start of the Big Ten tournament. 2 of the final 6 games include the top 2 teams in the Big Ten, Purdue and Illinois. It's Badgers Hawkeyes, a 1:15 tip on the Big Ten Network this Saturday.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years, or get no money down, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
It's Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more. Plus, find hundreds of amazing bonus buys store-wide. And get up to a $300 airline reward card with a qualifying purchase. See store for details. The deals don't stop there. Take an extra 10% off our already low clearance center furniture prices. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
When I jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts. When I first jumped off, I held that bucket in my hand.
And he said bucket, by the way. Don't freak out. This is Fish Friday on Rutledge and Hamilton. We're breaking all the rules. And Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor, can be here if he doesn't want us to play this
monitor
music.
your own show.
Yeah. You know what? You want to monitor, you got to be physically here. Because we want to play Fish music on Fish Fry during Rutledge and Hamilton, regardless if we're taking over for Wilde and Tausch. Wilde and Tausch presented by Pella Windows and Doors. He's the Olympic curler, Matt Hamilton.
Hello.
I am just a radio guy, Jim Rutledge. And I'm just nobody. But it's fine. I just get to live in the gold medal aura of Mr.
You're a
Hamilton.
jarg. Just a radio guy. I'm going to start calling you a jarg.
Jarg. Jeez. Fine, I'm a jarg. Got a lot of jargs on the air here.
Is that a Scottish jag? You know, like you're a jag, you're just a guy. Is that how they say it in Scotland? Bringing it back to the start of the show.
So what is prime?
Yeah.
Be careful. He has a list.
Yeah, no, I got to think of it.
Are we not allowed to reveal your list? That's
an afternoon thing.
That's an afternoon thing.
I love how afraid we are of the Wilde and Tausch audience. It's really funny to me. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors
They will
Light.
eat us alive, Jimmy.
They like us. Levi and Plover chimes in. Good morning, Jim, Matt, and Ryan. Levi from Plover here. You guys are doing such a good job so far. It's true.
There's a lot of time left.
We're running out of endurance
And
here.
we're terrible clock management, so we're doing an okay job.
That's on point, though, for Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah.
Fair.
I never know. I literally had to ask Ryan when we came back. I'm like, are we starting next hour, or am I really far behind? He said, you're far behind.
Yeah.
But he said he wanted to say that, one, we're doing a great job, and he likes Ryan's glasses. Almost looks like, where's Waldo? You get yourself a hat.
Why is every compliment underhanded? Why is it always?
Why is it underhanded?
Why do I look like
Backhanded.
Waldo?
Waldo is a handsome fella.
Wait, pause.
Underhanded. It's an underhanded comment. That's another phrase.
That's not a phrase.
No, it's backhanded.
Okay, steel sharpens steel over there.
It
Watch
does.
out.
Google it.
Oh my gosh.
Iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. They're both phrases.
Underhanded compliment seems like a completely different thing.
It's like a passive-aggressive, underhanded comment saying like, "Oh, you look so nice in those."
Stop with the hand motion. It's a backhanded compliment. And please stop going underhanded on me.
Backhanded compliment. I don't want to look like what is it?
Waldo?
Waldo. I was about to say Wildo.
I mean, you've got the red shirt on with the Wisconsin's almost a stripe. Yeah. If we gave you a stocking cap that was red and white, you would be Waldo.
I do have one of those at home.
See? Don't be upset. Waldo's a handsome guy. He just kind of gets lost in the crowd.
Yeah, just start wearing it every day now.
Just blends in.
It's Levi and Plover. We are not wordsmith on this show. Between Matt calling eating sushi off of another person, the authentic way to eat sushi, you having underhanded compliment? Or what's your other one? Steel sharpens steel?
That's real thing.
Aluminum sharpens aluminum, right?
That's not a phrase. Oh, come on now.
Tin sharpens tin.
Wood sharpens wood.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Daryl in Deerfield chimes in. Jim, your youngest daughter shares a birthday with Rogers and Britney Spears. Best of luck to you. Okay. Fair. It's fair. I think she'll have to be the star of that birthday. She'll have to own it. Write it down. Take a picture. Yeah. Her initials are MJ, so she's got a good shot.
Good shot.
Yeah, good shot there. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We screwed up the clock, so we're going to take a break, come back, and start all over and try to do better next hour. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At Target, our aisles tell stories of everyday Black joy. The same joy that can be found in our new Black History Month collection. Like feeling empowered with the teas and mugs from Legendary Roots. Or seeing the beauty of Black culture through the art of Winnie Weston. Bring more Black joy to your day with an affordable collection that embraces it. Available now at Target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tausch here for my friends at Kohler Services. Thinking about updating your bath or shower? Well, turn to Kohler Services for end-to-end bath and shower remodeling. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get a free toilet with your Lugstone shower purchase, and you pay nothing until 2025. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Taking over for Wilde and Tausch. Wilde and Tausch presented by Pella Windows and Doors. Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light in the morning.
Hey, 10 a.m. On a game day, you're late.
Yeah.
On a Friday, I feel like it's right on time.
I mean, if I could have a Coors Light right now, I would.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It would be 5:08, 5:09 somewhere. R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett.
If it was our usual show, it would be 5:09.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Nailed it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That broadcasting school is really paying off for you, primetime.
Okay, FAU. Watch out there. Florida Jim.
Yeah.
He didn't just swear at me. What was it? He didn't just swear at me. I went to Florida Atlantic University. So our initials are FAU.
FAU.
I don't want Jesse Nelson to have a seizure if he's listening.
Yeah.
He's probably not. He's probably got the contact high from all the fish music we're playing today on Rutledge and Hamilton. He's Matt Hamilton. He is the gold medalist curler and sometimes
overly
Instagram model.
Packer fan?
Always overly optimistic Packer fan. Prime time behind the glass. I am Jim Rutledge. Get into the show on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk Text Line 844-770-3776. And I wanted to circle back again to Unsportsmanlike because we have Rod Domowski coming up here in a little bit. And I want to talk more about the Packers, but also Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. And I'll say this, and it pains me to say this as a Bears fan, but honestly, for sure, and I don't think this is a bold statement, Matt. You tell me otherwise. no matter what happens going forward, the Packers won the Aaron Rodgers move.
Yes.
Like, honestly, like, there's nothing. I won't put any bad juju on Jordan Love, but if Jordan Love, let's just say he stays the same player, you won by a landslide. If he even regresses a little bit, you still win. If something bad happens and he can't play a ton more, you still win because you got to the playoffs last year. You won a playoff game. You got off the toxic Aaron Rodgers train, and you sent him out to New York. He's their problem now.
Right.
I mean, it's wild that we're talking about a guy who a couple years ago was MVP, and now it's like he's someone else's problem. And because Aaron Rodgers is a team player only if you do exactly what he wants to do. So if he's running the team and the team does everything he wants to do, he is bought in. If you do one thing he doesn't want to do, well then, no, I'm out. So Goody and the Packers, I mean, the only way they could have played it better, but maybe Jordan Love sounds like maybe he wouldn't have had the same rookie or first year starting season, is get off Rodgers a little early, a year earlier, because then you would have had more time with Love under a rookie deal and more money or more out of a trade with Rodgers.
Oh my gosh! Like, and again, it pains me to say this because I was such a big Rodgers fan. At least this play, we could have gotten a king's ransom for him. Like the year that the Broncos took Russell, that was the same kind of year they were talking about because Hackett went out there to be the head coach. Mm-hmm. That was like we were thinking, oh, Rodgers might follow him out there. He's a little bit disgruntled here in Green Bay, yada, yada, yada. Man, we would have got a king's ransom for Aaron Rodgers instead of 2 second-rounders.
Well, you swapped first-rounders.
And yeah, exactly. So it's like, it wasn't... I'm glad we got something for him, and the way that Love turned out, like, wonderful. I would have taken, like, a really good fish fry and a second-rounder for Aaron Rodgers if I knew Love was going to turn out the way he did this season. So I'm thrilled with it overall. I still feel like I need some closure. I want Rodgers to play at least one more season so I can be like, thank goodness we got rid of that guy.
844-770-3776. The Packers... My statement is, and I guess you can agree or disagree, 844-770-3776. If Jordan Love doesn't get one bit better, the Packers still won that trade by a landslide, the Aaron Rodgers trade. That is my statement, is that regardless of Jordan Love improving or even him getting worse, they've automatically won the Aaron Rodgers trade. And I don't think there's anything Aaron Rodgers can do that would make
win a Super Bowl with the
I don't
Jets?
even know if winning the Super Bowl gets it done.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly think that even if you won a Super Bowl with the Jets, a full year removed from the trade, if Jordan Love stays on this exact same trajectory...
Well, it would still depend. Like, right now, the Packers are ahead in this trade. I think if the Jets win a Super Bowl, they would probably jump ahead. For the time being, it still would depend on what Love does the rest of his career.
Love doesn't have to win a Super Bowl for this trade.
No, he doesn't.
Success.
But if he continues to have sustained success as a playoff caliber quarterback, yeah, I think the needle would move back in the Packers' favor. But like if you were to just look at it, the line of demarcation is at the end of season 2, and Rodgers wins the Super Bowl with the Jets. It's close, but it's probably leans Jets. But Love has so much more career left and more opportunity to swing the trade back in the Packers' favor. It was a good move no matter what.
And be honest.
And the only, let's be real.
The Jets ain't winning the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
No, unless they get an entirely new offensive line.
And he plays better. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, I want to say this. His longevity at his peak and the way he was able to play is truly remarkable. As we talk about one of our poll questions of who has more trade value, Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
So we were looking at the contracts. Russell Wilson the next 2 years is going to command 36.
But we said we weren't going to talk about the contract.
I know, but like...
Because he could rework it.
But it is a factor.
He could rework it just like Aaron did.
Totally, but I'm just saying, like, let's look at it real quick. $36 million and $37 million the next 2 years for Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rodgers is close to that, right? So it's probably a wash on their contracts, or do you think Rodgers worked his down even more?
I'll give it to you right now here, since we were just going to jump into contracts, which we were not going to do.
Contracts are important.
But we said we were going to leave it out of it.
Who's got more value? We've got a 5-year...
38 and 37.
38 and 37.
Actually, cap hit, $51 million.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the Russell cap hit is, and it doesn't matter. Russell's 5 years younger, commanding the same amount of money. Like, you got to go Russell.
God, Aaron Rodgers. So next year his cap hit's nice. 2025, at the age of 42, $52 million cap hit with a $49 million dead cap hit. So you cannot get rid of him. He's stuck to you. You can't. There's no way to immunize yourself from him.
Just like the cod.
He's just with you. No matter what crystals you take.
Like a best friend.
No matter what dolphins you listen to.
Just stuck with you.
You are not immunized from Aaron Rodgers' nasty, nasty contract. That'll be $52 million cap hit in 2 years. Gross. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. I'm going to get us back on track here, and we got Rob Domowski coming up in a little bit. We are taking over for Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch. On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. NBA All-Star Weekend is here. From the sharpshooters beyond the arc in the three-point contest.
Catch and shoot three from Malik Beasley, who plants it right in the heart of the cylinder.
To the high flyers in the slam dunk contest.
Jaylen Brown flies in through the air, a right-hand slam.
And every star on the court for the game. Our coverage tips off at 7 o'clock Saturday night and carries through the weekend. Tune in right here on Milwaukee's home for the NBA on ESPN Radio, 94.5 ESPN.
The countdown to opening day is on. Get your tickets for an action-packed 2024 Brewers season now. That's any game you want, any way you want. All season, featuring brand new giveaways, brand new theme nights and community nights. Can't miss ticket deals, and all the season's best Brewers action. Make sure you're here for every moment. Check out the complete schedule and grab your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hey Wayne, shopping for a new door? Do you need something more dependable?
Yes, something that's durable, dent resistant, knows how to take a hit, and is going to last for years.
We're still talking about the door, right?
Oh yeah, right, of course.
Wayne Larrabee and Jeff Levering shopping together at Pella? What next? How about 0% interest for up to 60 months when you place your order by February 23rd at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 2/23/2024.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and if you're like me, you're probably budgeting out the rest of your 2024. Well, now's the time to set preferred dates for booking Johnson & Sons Paving. Whether it's asphalt or concrete, they set the standard for your needs. Maybe it's patching now, but a full repaving later. Talk with a Johnson & Sons project manager and set yourself up with a 5-year game plan. Booking work now gives you all the time needed to get the right paperwork in place. Get started now at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top-quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Bunzels.com.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
So we feel like the Wilde and Tausch fan base can handle Beastie Boys?
I mean, is Beastie Boys even like that edgy, for being honest?
How dare you?
What? I mean, just like...
I get it.
Have
Like,
you ever had a brass monkey? That funky monkey?
Not in the morning.
Snoop has lost his edge too. I mean, so like I get it. Like at one point, Snoop.
Hey, gin and juice in the morning sounds like a good little combo.
That's true. That's true. A little Coors Light in the morning works out as well. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. We're taking over for Wilde and Tausch. They are presented by Pella Windows and Doors. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio and the Gruber One Call That's All Studio in Milwaukee. And get into the show, 844-770-3776. That is our ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Primetime Wallersham behind the glass, Hamilton and Rutledge with you. We are popping off now on this question here. What quarterback's trade value is higher at this point in their careers? Right now, 57% of you say Aaron Rodgers.
Really? I mean, I
True
still
story.
think he might be a better quarterback, but you're going to get more time out of Russell, you'd think.
We are also asking you about fish fries. If you got, what's your favorite type of fried fish? Matt, what are some options? I don't even know.
Okay, the options are cod, bluegill, walleye, perch.
All right, and we're asking that
And like,
because
some people got on us on our show one time when we asked us, they're like, where's the catfish? It's like, that's not like a traditional Wisconsin fish fry. Sure, it's a great fried fish, but you're not going to any supper club in Wisconsin and finding catfish. You will find those other four most likely, or at least two of the four.
Sure. So we are asking that because
Take my word for it, Jimmy.
It is Fish Friday. We play fish music sometimes.
And Jim has never had authentic Wisconsin fish
Like
fry.
a supper club, sit down on a Friday, have fried fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had fried fish before.
He literally said
It all
filet
tastes
of
the same.
fish from McDonald's
Yeah,
is the same thing as a Wisconsin fish fry.
Judgmental Jim. True story. I stand by it too.
Boo. Somebody call in and boo this man. Boo.
And then we have Sadler, a big friend of the show. Also, he's been on the Pat McAfee show. He would rather have Friday fish fry than sushi. He likes to use sushi as bait to catch his fish for his fish fry.
That's actually pretty funny.
Okay. So there's
interesting
Sadler.
opinion. Interesting opinion.
Yes, 844-770-3776 is how you get into the show. We also had an earlier question about the Milwaukee Buckaroos. And
What?
You don't like that?
Well, I mean, just like nobody.
You
called the morning. You got on me for underhanded compliments, and you're bringing up the Buckaroos.
I know they're not. You didn't say underhanded compliments. First of all, this is not Rutledge and Hamilton After Dark. So stop with the underhanded compliments. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It is a backhanded compliment. That's the phrase. But I said, I broke my pen over this. I said Buckaroos because I wanted to have some fun. You know me, I'm whimsical. I'm having some fun.
Whimsical.
I'm whimsical. People like me.
Somebody, please clip that. I'm whimsical. He needs to have that on as a hot seat.
So I wanted to have some fun today. People know me as whimsical Jim Rutledge. That is how I'm known here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm whimsical.
I hear that around the office.
And you can't turn a phrase. That's a difference. Okay? And so that is a reference to me being able to do a pretty spot on Little John.
Yeah.
So that's me doing that.
What?
Yes. I don't feel like doing it today. My throat's going to hurt if I do it. So I want to enjoy the rest of my day. We have the other question. Did we have outsized expectations for the Milwaukee Bucks? Matt doesn't like the word outsized. Too big for him.
Inflated.
Inflated. Expectations for the Milwaukee Bucks this season right now, and 70% say no. I'm not going to do the dignity of Ryan ruining our poll by adding context to it. So I'm just going to say no.
Because I said no as well.
But you would have said no regardless. I want Rorschach test for poll questions. I want you to read into it what you want to read into it. I want the soul of our audience.
I know, but then you don't,
I don't want to
understand what they're reading into it unless they're calling in or texting in or replying.
But maybe we're discouraging people from calling in and texting in because Ryan's leading the witness.
Because we're giving them options.
We're leading the witness.
I like options, Jim. I'd rather have 4 answer poll questions.
Just own it. Let's see
I
here.
like you, Ryan. I think you do a good job.
The best fish fry comes in a basket on a paper plate from some bar that probably is borderline passing the health code. Look, man, we do a lot of
We
a
love
lot of
dive
stuff.
bars on
Look,
our
we
show.
feature a dive bar of the week during our show. So yeah, absolutely. I think we just did the Up North bar. I bet you they got a good. Yeah, the Up North. We did Wisconsin accents during the show too. We did the Up North bar here in off Blair Street.
We'll
in
save
Madison.
you the entire segment of Up North accents.
I'm sure they love the Buckaroos up north there, right?
I bet you they do call them the
Probably watch every
Buckaroos.
game.
I bet you they do call them the Buckaroos.
Should get someone to call in.
Or
give
if they
their
play
thoughts.
bad, they call them the Does.
Toast.
844-770-3776. How you get into the show? So that's from Austin chiming in with the best way to eat a fish fry. I might have had a fish fry like that. I just haven't had like a traditional one. 512 chimes in. I love sushi. And he also says that Sadler needs to try sushi and enjoy it more. So.
I totally agree with that.
And Joe Manitowoc chimes in. Fun fact, the word whimsical was used to create all these AI images. So he's the one that created that awesome AI image that we have during our break. And apparently that's
cartoons.
Yes. During
I
the
look like,
it's posted now if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or
It's
wherever
like a
you
mix
watch it.
of me and Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
You call that a knife?
Have you guys seen
This is a knife.
the movie Jumanji with The Rock and everything?
With The Rock or with Robin Williams, the original?
I'm referencing the one with The Rock.
Okay, yeah, I have seen.
That character, bring it back up on the screen if you can do that. That character looks like the guy who's like, when you show up and the avatar tells you like the mission you have to do. Like it looks like that person in it, which is a Crocodile Dundee type character.
Gotcha.
I look like a reporter from 1945.
Yes.
Like if you stuck a little press
Or
piece
like
of paper.
Patsy for Al Capone.
Why you gotta be so mean?
I know. It's got like the hat. You got like the 5 o'clock shadow going on.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna say that
looks
today.
like you
because
look
I'm
like
whimsical.
Your guy kind of looks like a gangster, but also like the fall guy.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, the Patsy. You're the Patsy.
Call into the show, see?
Wow, we have all sorts of accents and impersonations. You just call in and we can do impressions of anybody.
Your heart out. Because he's a big impression guy. Like he thinks he can do impressions.
His thing
That's
is
part
Bane,
of his
right?
identity.
Yeah.
But look at us. We got the up north. We got the see. We got we got the old timey mobster.
Yeah.
Give us your Italian one.
Forget about it.
There you go.
Here we go.
We have the best.
Yeah, we do the
accents
best
on the
accents.
show.
Just ask us. We'll tell
Right.
you.
Oh man! All right, thanks for getting new people chiming into the show, good or bad, I guess. And I want to point this out. I feel like Jesse Nelson he babies the Wilde and Tausch audience. I think he doesn't understand that they can enjoy and embrace our show, and they don't have to be afraid of us. We can play fish music. Nobody will get a contact high.
Well, I don't think they're afraid of us. He just thinks they're afraid of us. He's projecting his fears
that's what I'm saying.
On them.
He's not giving them enough credit. I think people are enjoying the show. We're having fun. We're whimsical. Maybe we make a few after dark type jokes. That's fine.
People like me.
People like us. And maybe we don't know how to turn a phrase. That's fine.
It's fine, you know what we're saying. And it's funnier when you get it wrong.
Right. Who wants to listen to people who are right all the time?
Not me.
I mean, who's right all the time?
Not me.
Same. Ditto. You know what, though?
Glad we got that.
More so for I am not right a lot.
Yes. Do you want to explain the All-Star Game rules when the fourth quarter starts to us?
Well, no, I'm just, who cares about the fourth quarter? I'm waiting for overtime.
Yeah. You taking the over, Matt?
I'm taking the over because they're going into overtime.
Do you think the slam dunk contest goes into overtime, too, if it's tied?
Only if it's tied. It's 2 points a dunk, right?
All right, you know who is smart and does know things? Rob Domofsky. We're going to talk to him next on Rutledge and Hamilton, the takeover of Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It's Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more. Plus, find hundreds of amazing bonus buys store-wide. And get up to a $300 airline reward card with a qualifying purchase. See store for details. The deals don't stop there. Take an extra 10% off our already low clearance center furniture prices. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
The Milwaukee Panther men's basketball team is stacking good days this season. This Saturday, February 17th, the Panthers face off in a Horizon League matchup against Northern Kentucky at UWM Panther Arena. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Join the Panthers and experience all the action, including clutch three-pointers, rim-rattling dunks, and game-changing blocks. Visit mkepanthers.com to search and select your seat. Single-game ticket prices start at just $19. That's Panther men's basketball this Saturday at 7. Panther Athletics for the MKE.
We've told you about Moses Hadara,
the diamond cutter who created the Kessler 81.
The magical diamond that vibrates with light.
Kessler's works with crazy diamond cutters.
Geniuses who create wonderful, spectacular,
crazy diamond shapes.
The one thing these crazy genius diamonds all have in common
is that they explode with light.
The Kessler Emerald Cut diamond sends out rippling waves of light, like water lapping onto a beach.
The Kessler Square Radiant Diamond glows like the sun on the horizon.
Sometimes sunrise,
sometimes sunset.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Come to Kessler's.
Ask to see the rippling waves of light, like water on the beach.
Ask to see the glow that looks like sunrise and sunset.
Ask to see the Kessler Crazy Genius Diamonds.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
See them for yourself.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria at stkate.com.
It's Fish Fry Friday. Homer's joined by Chris Leffler of Revere's Wells Street Tavern to talk about their fish fry.
Give us the background, how you got involved there, and how the fish fry has developed there.
Revere's Wells Street Tavern. We took the bar and restaurant over from your friend Bob Lang back in 2008 and have built that business from 2008 to today.
Did you just keep the same fish fry? What evolved from what you looked at and then what you did?
We evolved the fish fry quite a bit. We, again, offer perch, cod, and walleye.
The dynamic the same at all of your restaurants, or is it different? Do they like different stuff there?
At Revere's, get out there, try the potato pancakes with the special applesauce. You'll love it.
Every neighborhood, every city's different. Fish fry big from the beginning. People love it out there. I assume in every city in Wisconsin, but maybe not.
The fish fry is a Wisconsin tradition, and at Revere's it's no different.
Revere's Wells Street Tavern in Delafield. Head there today for their fish fry. Revere'sTavern.com. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Rutledge and Hamilton. The takeover of Wilde and Tausch. Wilde and Tausch presented by Coors. Wilde and Tausch presented by Pella Windows and Doors. Obviously, Tauscher loves Coors Light, just like me and Matt Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light in the morning.
Live from the Gruber One Call. That's All Studio in Milwaukee and the Everlight Solar Studio here in Madison. That's where prime time is behind the glass, rocking out to some Bruce Springsteen. Prime is bringing it because Prime is doing like
so
7 things at
right
once.
now.
He gave me the Dikembe Mutombo finger, waving it like, no, do not go, Jim. Just knocked his glasses around a little bit. But Prime, like he's taking a beating and keep on taking over there. And that is not a underhanded or backhanded compliment there, Prime.
Thank you.
That is a straightforward compliment.
I appreciate that, Jim.
All righty. Have I stalled enough to be able to get to Rob on the video?
Have.
All right, fantastic here. So, Jim Rutledge.
Filibuster, Jim.
Yeah, thank you. You're Matt Hamilton, the Olympic curler. I am Jim Rutledge. You had a question right away for Rob, and Rob spends most of his time in Green Bay area, so you had a thought that maybe he's done something that you're fond of.
Yes. Rob, how are you doing?
Good, Matt. Jim, how are you guys?
We're great. Thank you.
Curious how your curling career has gone in the past. Have you ever given it a whirl, and how'd you do?
So the funny thing is, the Green Bay Curling Club is located not far from Lambeau Field, just across, I guess that would be Oneida Street off Mike McCarthy Way. And I have personally not been there or partaken, but my good buddy Dennis Kroner, who I play golf with, is a big wig over there at the Green Bay Curling Club, or so he says.
Right.
I have not gone to watch it. I don't know what position, is that even the right word? What position or what task he has, but he talks big about it, so he must be pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where we used to park for, well, not used to, I still park there. But when I was a kid, me and Dad would go to a game, we'd park there, he'd tailgate in the parking lot, I'd throw stones while he was tailgating, and then we'd go to the game when it was ready to go. So, yeah, fond memories of the Green Bay Curling Club for sure. You should definitely give it a whirl. Fantastic time. Milwaukee area, you've got a couple curling clubs, so find one, give it a spin. It's a good time.
And judging by your golf game, it helps your golf game.
Throw stones is never a phrase that I have used, but I think I'm going to have to incorporate that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a segment called Throwing Stones. One, because obviously you don't throw stones when you live in glass houses, and two, I throw stones for a living. So it had a little dual threat kind of move there. I'm going to get right into the Packers here. We had a question yesterday, and I kind of pushed back on it, but I want to get your take on it, and we'll see if you can change my mind. Should the Packers get a more proven backup than Sean the Big Red Dog Clifford for Jordan Love next year?
I'm going to say no, and here's why. First of all, Sean Clifford might be as smart and engaging and charismatic of a backup quarterback that they've had here since maybe Matt Hasselbeck. You could tell right away that Matt Hasselbeck just had it. He had a persona about him. I would say Aaron Brooks had that a little bit too. Going back, Doug Peterson had it. Now, Doug didn't end up being, a great starting quarterback, but obviously is a darn good head coach. This is going to sound crazy, but there was this time where, it was probably, October when the Packers were struggling and, Jordan Love wasn't looking, necessarily like he is now, that I said to somebody, and you know what? You can call me crazy, and I probably turned out to be wrong. But I said, you know what? Maybe Sean Clifford is Brock Purdy. I mean, how do you know until you play him? Sean Clifford was really good in the preseason. Matt Hasselbeck had earned the nickname around here, Mr. August. And there's plenty of guys that in training camp over the years have earned the nickname Mr. Oneida because they used to practice on Oneida Street during training camp. Now they're on the other side. And maybe Sean Clifford's just Mr. Oneida or Mr. August. But I think they're just fine there, Matt. I really do.
I totally agree with you. I was like, go get a veteran presence at literally any other position group. I'm pretty sure we don't have any safeties. Go get a safety with whatever money you're saving on a backup quarterback.
So I'll actually throw that out to you, Rob. Eddie Jackson, it looks like Jamal Adams is going to be released as well. Is that maybe, at least for some of the free agents that could be brought in, they don't have to be those specific players, at least some of the guys might be brought in. Is that the type of guy that could be added in free agency for the Packers, that maybe they're not going to be too expensive, maybe they got a year or two left, and the Packers can still backfill through the draft for players to replace them in the future?
Yeah, so that's a good question, Jim. I mean, look, last year they basically sign guys like that were, released or, just ran out their contracts with other teams, but weren't like blockbuster guys. Now, I think some of those guys might be a little bit more than the blockbuster guy. They might be a little bit more than Jonathan Owens, who was a starter for 1 year in Houston and then, signed here, otherwise known as Simone Biles' boyfriend.
Yep.
Now, Matt, getting back to the Olympic thing here, Matt. Like, is there a curler that has an Olympic curler that has a famous boyfriend, or is that just limited to like the NFL? Or famous girlfriend, famous boyfriend or girlfriend.
Right.
There's
a Canadian curler who married like a Swedish league hockey player, but that's about as famous. I mean, other than a famous curler marrying another famous curler for Canada. For Canada.
Curler on curler relationship.
The best kind.
Well, so actually,
you got to keep it between the sheets, Rob.
I want to share this because Matt has got a trigger point that is funny that you curl with your sister, Becca Hamilton.
Oh, and everyone says it's my wife. That thinks it's my wife. They think it's a husband-wife duo instead of a brother-sister. And
is the Olympic Village as crazy as they say it is?
Yes, I will say yes. Now, the summer games, it's a little more provocative wearing tank tops and booty shorts as opposed to parkas and boots. But they're like they say, there's condoms all over the Olympic Village.
Right,
just around. Yeah, like that is a fact. There are just. You can go
I think that was a little quiet because you are obviously been married for all your Olympics.
Yeah,
yes.
All my Olympic career I've been married, so like I wouldn't know any of that. It's all hearsay for me too.
Sorry to get off track. I just always wondered that about the Olympic Village.
Yes, that is true. I'm sure it's way crazier in the summer games than it is the winter games, but from my experience, those condoms definitely were gone by the end of the by the end of the game. So like people were taking them. I don't know what they were doing with them. I hear you could store a liter of water in one, so maybe they're just safeguarding water.
Hey, man, water's important.
Water is important.
We don't get this on Wilde and Tausch.
See? This is what we were saying. Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor, was worried that Matt and I were taking over the show. That, like, look, we played Fish music throughout because it's Friday. We do Fish Friday on Fridays.
He was afraid the listeners would get a contact high.
So we are, look, Rob's in on it. Our listeners are in on it. We're having a good time here, Matt Hamilton. Actually, we have a kind of a wild question. So on Sportsmanlike this morning, the ESPN National Show. It's actually not that wild compared to everything else, but it's not really. I don't have a lot of
nice
Packer
segue,
stuff.
Jim.
Right, I'm trying, man.
Yeah, this is a wild one.
Right, it's actually not that wild. Now I'm embarrassed, but we listened to on Sportsmanlike earlier today. I mean, yeah, the ESPN National Morning Show had a crazy question. No. The idea was like, could Rodgers get traded to New England? And it got me thinking of one. I don't know who would really trade for Aaron Rodgers at this point, especially coming off the Achilles. Obviously, all the other stuff with Aaron. Like, just even on the field, the Athletic wrote a pretty heavy piece kind of killing him. Doesn't seem like Aaron Rodgers sounds like a team player as long as you do exactly what he wants to do. But then the other guy is Russell Wilson, who is also tarnished at this point. So, like, and the contract is pretty prohibitive there. Like, which player would have more trade value this offseason, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson?
I think you raised good points, Jim, about both. The contract would be the big problem for Russell Wilson. Now, I don't know exactly how it's structured. Could he take a big pay cut, or could they restructure? If that's the case, probably Russell, just because, look, I think Aaron wants to see it through with the Jets. The big joke, obviously, was, last year when he got traded to the Jets. It's like, all right, in 2024, he'll end up in Minnesota, right? Like, that was the big joke because, that's what happened with Favre. But, Rodgers does sound committed to, multiple years in New York from what the last appearance he made on Pat McAfee, not just one more year. It is interesting, though, that the Vikings are sort of at the end of the line with their quarterback situation with Kirk Cousins and being a free agent. And, who knows what happens there. But if we're still around in 2038, are we talking about Jordan Love with the Jets and then eventually going to the Vikings? Man, it would be wild. But to answer your question, I would think Russell Wilson. I would rather have Aaron Rodgers even coming off the injury, though.
I'm with you there. I think that I told Ryan too when we were talking about this question. I was like, this is a total troll job by the Minnesota Vikings if they do what they can to get Rodgers. That would just That would just be a cherry on top for Vikings fans, I'm sure, everywhere. I got another wild and crazy question for you, Jimmy.
We're wild and crazy guys.
Yeah, because we're some wild and crazy guys. Packers, they're the 25th pick in the draft. Obviously, a lot of holes, like safety being one of them. Do you have a way too early prediction? And if you're not even sure the player, like what position group would you like to see them go with in that first round pick?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a player yet, and I will say that in I guess this will be my 12th offseason with ESPN, I'm 0-4-11 in my mock draft pick for the Packers. One of these, and it gets a lot harder when they're picking 25th. I should have gotten it last year when they were picking 13th or whatever it was. If I didn't get it last year, I'm never getting it. So I'll preface it, Matt, by saying that. But look, I would like to say that they're going to take the left tackle of the future. But General Manager Brian Gutekunst only drafts defense in the first round, except for Jordan Love. Like, that's it, right? Like, he's had whatever it is. If he's had 12 first-round picks, 11 of them have been defense. I don't think it's that many because he's only been around since 2018, but he's had multiple in a couple of years. But he just doesn't take offense. So I would say that knowing Brian Gutekunst, it's probably like a defensive tackle. I mean, that's just the typical, kind of workman-like draft pick. Now, I do think the interesting thing is when you look at the way they're going to play on defense under new coordinator Jeff Hafley, what they really probably need are linebackers who can run. And I'm not talking about the edge guys. I think they're fine there with Lucas Van Ness, last year's first-round pick, Rashawn Gary, and assuming they bring Preston Smith back. But if they're going to play three linebackers in a 4-3 base, you've got Quay Walker, who obviously I think is suited very well for this.
Yeah,
and then you have Isaiah McDuffie, who actually played pretty well at times last year, maybe is the second guy, and I would assume Devondre Campbell is not back here, too big a salary and too little production. So you're going to need that. I mean, are they going to draft, last time they drafted a inside linebacker or off-the-ball linebacker in the first round other than Quay Walker was A.J. Hawk in 2005. It's not a position that necessarily you end up spending a first-round pick on. I think the big thing here is they've got 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. A 1, 2 2s, 2 3s. The other 2 from the Rodgers trade, the other 3 from the Rasul Douglas trade. It wouldn't surprise me if they ended up, if there's somebody they really liked, packaging some portion of those picks and moving up.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so
I would hate that. I'd love to see the Packers make a move on draft day. They always just sit and wait for their spot.
They trade down.
Move back.
Remember they traded out of T.J. Watt.
I would
that's
say
what I mean.
this.
They'll move out of them, but they never move up to get their guy.
Yeah, I think last year they had 13 picks, and as a guy who has to write draft capsules on every pick, once they make them, I'm all for trading up and getting rid of picks.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough.
Just give me 5 sweet picks and call it a day. So back to you mentioned Campbell might get cut, and obviously Chicago says they're cutting Eddie Jackson and Cody Whitehair. It looks like Seattle's going to be cutting Jamal Adams. I don't think any of those are surprises. I think Campbell and Bakhtiari are probably non-surprise cuts. Is there someone that you could see on the line, whether it's contract, change of defense, production, that might surprise some people if they were let go and free up some cap space?
Yeah, I think Preston Smith is the big one. Halfway through last year, if you would have said, is he back or is he gone? I'd probably say he's gone, considering they drafted Van Ness, they signed Rashawn Gary to the big deal. But, then Preston Smith went out and had a pretty darn good year. Yeah. And the thing that I think people don't necessarily appreciate, 2 things about Preston Smith. One, he always plays. He's missed 1 game in his career. That dependability is you can't replace that. And 2, he actually is a darn good player against the run, which, look, as good as Rashawn Gary is, the guy doesn't play or has not yet played the run. Not saying he can, but he's not really a complete player yet, even though they paid him massive money. Preston Smith is a pretty good run player and a really good pass rusher. I think he may have earned his way back on this team when it didn't look good. Now, will they have to, restructure his deal? Of course. His cap number is way too big. The question is, do they get him to take a pay cut, or do they just actually end up having to push money around and he doesn't take a pay cut? But I think that's the one that I would sort of keep an eye on as we go through this. The other thing to keep in mind, guys, is that they're not an old football team, so they don't have a lot of those guys, right? I mean, we talked all year about how they were the youngest team in the league, which means you just don't have a lot of veterans making big money, and that's a pretty good situation to be in because you're paying guys on rookie contracts, which they need right now because they're finally getting out of their salary cap burden from the Rodgers deal. So, Jim, I don't think there's a lot of guys that sort of fit that bill. And even with Bakhtiari, they don't necessarily have to do something right away because he doesn't have any of these like March roster bonuses that you have to make a decision. His $21.5 million is all tied to this coming season. So technically that money is not guaranteed until the start of week 1. Now the flip side of that is they would, if they keep him on the roster and wait till training camp to make a decision, they do have to count that $21.5 million on their salary cap. So even though it's not a cash situation, they could want to clear that cap space so that they can do what you said and sign, maybe a couple guys in free agency.
Rob, awesome stuff. Really appreciate you joining us.
Go to the curling club.
It's great to be with you. And I think I would love, Matt, to get you to come watch my guy, Dennis Kroner, and tell me if he's as good a curler as he thinks he is. I'm going to actually clip this and send it to him.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm in. I love the Green Bay Curling Club, so I'll
You've talked about it
some
often,
time to get up there.
All right, guys, we'll be seeing you.
All right, thank you. He's Matt Hamilton. Rob Domosky joins us. This is Rutledge and Hamilton takeover of Wilde and Tausch.
Hold on. It's trivia time. Remember, Jim? Come on,
favorite segment.
I know,
his favorite
segment. Part of Wilde and
I thought we
Tausch.
took the calls at the segment 4.
At the segment 4. Wait, during segment 4?
Yeah, I started segment.
That's when trivia happens.
Okay. All right, give me a number.
Let's go caller number 9.
Caller number 9 in honor of Jim McMahon. 844-770-3776. Caller number 9, 844-770-3776. Has more Super Bowl titles than Aaron Rodgers. 844-770-3776. Caller number 9 plays trivia. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Wilkes is out.
It's a sucker move by Kyle Shanahan. It doesn't make any sense. This is his first year as the defensive coordinator. Yeah, granted, it's a different scheme, and there are going to be some growing pains with the players adjusting to it, but it was successful enough for your team to be in the Super Bowl. How many Super Bowl coordinators get fired? It's not commonplace, and that's the part that just doesn't make sense to me. It feels like Kyle Shanahan trying to light a fire over here to have people avoid paying attention to the firestorm around him and the decision that he made with overtime. This doesn't make any sense to me, Smalls, and I absolutely feel for Steve Wilkes.